Okay, I don't really care how this sounds, but you have to actually understand this. Women do not have high standards. Women bang men who are not socially programmed. Women sleep with and women bang men who are not socially programmed and just don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you a story. So there was a guy who I went to elementary school and middle school with, I believe. And he was even on my football team for those growing up years. Okay, and this guy, growing up, this was the type of guy where the teachers would constantly have to tell him to be quiet. This is the last guy on planet Earth you would have ever expected to do great with women. He would constantly have to have like a tutor, or I even remember like constantly even like the coaches constantly coming over and telling him like, hey, you need to focus, or hey, focus on that play during football, or you need to be quiet, hey, you need to focus. The teachers would constantly say, hey, stop talking, stop talking, stop talking. Hey, you need to be quiet. Hey, you need to focus. Hey, you need to focus. He couldn't sit still. He couldn't stop talking. I think from even time to time, he maybe even like needed to have like a teacher assist him with a lot of different things. The guy could not focus and the guy could not shut up. He would talk and 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 talk. He did not act how the other guys did socially, and it's almost like he was unaware that he was different. He had no clue. He was completely in his own world, spaced out, and he just lived life, okay? And a lot of times, we would all think this is hilarious. Tons of kids in the class would constantly laugh, and we all thought it was fucking awesome. There's a story, and I've heard this story. This kid, as he got older, he turned, 21, and in his early 20s, he got older. He went to Vegas. There's a story where he flew into Vegas, he landed. By the time he landed, within 30 minutes to an hour after he checked into his hotel room, he already had a woman he was talking to back up to his hotel room with him. Turns out that weekend, he slept with 3 different girls, okay? This guy would say whatever he wants, do whatever he wants, act however he wanted to. This guy was not focused on materialistic success, popularity, any of the shit that everybody tells you have to have. I call it like external high value or materialistic status-driven success. He wasn't focused on any of that. Because I'm here to tell you that women don't care. All of this stuff that you think about, social media followers and all of this stuff has only been around for not that many years, okay? Today I'm going to be showing you an in-depth breakdown how you can let go and step into the confident, authentic you, because here's what I can tell you. Anybody who's watching this video, stick with me. Anybody who's watching this video, if you have come from a background like me, meaning you've seen house parties, you've been to the bars before, you've been to the clubs, you see the type of men that women gravitate towards, it is never who you think. So I don't care what all these other content creators are all telling you that you have to have this level of success and all of this. It's bullshit. It's not true. And you know it's not true because you see it play out in the real world. So I'm going to be breaking this down for you, and this is how we have brought over 740 guys together. We are growing a community where I am helping men master, learn, and understand the language of women. So be sure to check out what I have for you in the description. There's tons of testimonials you're going to see of other guys having success. This has been truly life-changing to helping other guys understand how to navigate their dating life at a far better level. So with that said, let's dive into today's video. This is going to be amazing. Okay, stick with me because this is very important. Women do not have high standards. Women sleep with men who are not socially programmed. Okay, say this with me one more time. Women do not have high standards. They sleep with men who are not socially programmed. Okay? The guys that they're banging on weekends are dudes that are completely in their own world, doing life differently than how you are perceiving it. So I'm going to explain what I mean in a variety of different ways, and you have to understand this, okay? Good social skills often don't mean shit. This is what everybody's been told. Have good social skills, do this, do that, okay? You've been talking to people your whole life. Your social skills are probably fine. The issue is how you go about it. So good social skills often don't mean shit, but being a moron gets you very far, okay? So when a woman sees a guy who acts however he wants and he almost seems like a moron from time to time, the woman will look at him and she goes, oh my God, this is so hot, he doesn't conform. He doesn't conform to how every other guy acts. So this is what you have to understand, right? This is a lot of times why like rappers, artists, musicians are completely zoned out in their own world, even partying, okay? Living life, however. And a few things happen. Number one, these guys a lot of times can hardly form coherent sentences. Number two, they say whatever they want. And number three, they act spaced out with zero care. So they're not worried about their social skills, okay? Keep this in mind. And these guys a lot of times end up with more women than they can even handle. So you have to understand this. You have been talking to people your whole life. And the truth is most of these guys are so focused on game and saying the right thing and oh my God, now I have to do this and I have to say this and make sure she laughs and make sure that I tease her and all this shit, okay? And it's completely backwards. So this is what I call front end game. Being able to captivate attention and be in your own world, not conforming to how all of the other men act. I teach this very deep inside of our community. So keep that in mind. Now shift your attention to this column. Internal high value always trumps external high value. Say this with me again. Internal high value will always trump external high value. So most men today only focus on external high value attraction metrics or external attraction, okay? So here's the biggest problem with this. When you focus on external materialistic status metrics that you call high value, the problem is this. The problem is that you are playing a game that's impossible for men to win. Literally impossible. Okay, so here's the thing, is things like money, corporate status, social media followers, all of this stuff was created in the present day, meaning it hasn't been around for that long. So what this means is okay, if you think about this, right, it's new, right? How long has this stuff been around? Let's say social media or anything like this. Less than 100 years, right? So the thing is that all of this is recent, okay? These external attraction metrics. Chase your corporate status. Make sure you have this amount of followers. Act this way. Be sure that you have this type of car or this type of house, and now you're qualified to being an attractive man. It just doesn't work that way. So here's what I can tell you. Internal high value means that you're confident. So what women look for is a guy who carries himself the way he would like, which means you don't conform to how everybody else acts. So internal high value means you take every dollar and status away from that guy. You can take every dollar and all the status away from him, okay? And he will still walk into that bar and start talking to the hottest girl if he wants to, and she'll end up liking him. Why? Because it's internal, it's personality. Those of you who want to talk about a man who has it, this is what it is. It's internal. And she feels that energy. She feels that masculine presence. You can't buy this. You can't have a bunch of followers and now you obtained it. This comes from within. So things like confidence, things like charisma, and things like swagger, this is what women respond to. So women will a lot of times sleep with men who just don't give a fuck. They say what they want, they act however they want, and they live life on their own terms, nobody else's. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Shift your attention to this column right here, okay? What's socially normal or what is socially acceptable with things like manners and being polite, okay, is halfway's bullshit because someone made it up, which means someone just had the confidence to make it up and say, hey, this is the way that you're supposed to act. But all that happened was they just decided a way. You have to do this, but for yourself. You have to let go of the things that you've been told, okay, and you have to create your own way for you. You have to do that, but for yourself. So what I can tell you is success comes when you're able to dial in both of these things. Success in the real world, as well as success in your dating life. So success in the real world with things like making money, having a place to live, doing good in business. These things require your logical mind, which means it's going to take a lot of grit and perseverance, a lot of drive in life, and a lot of ambition, okay? But those things make it very hard to connect with women because women only connect with men on a personality level or on an emotional level. So success in your dating life is polar opposite to success in the real world when it comes to business and making money and doing well in your career. Success in your dating life comes from letting go. It comes from having no care. And it comes from saying the things that you would like. So these guys assume naturally that she wants to talk. This is the other thing that I've noticed with guys who do great with women and guys who are able to take these concepts that I teach and apply it, is the men will always naturally just assume that she wants to talk. And they don't mind going up to her and maybe interrupting for a couple seconds or saying something to the group or just doing life and having fun. They don't mind doing it. So you want to dial in both. You have to understand how to turn on your logical mind in order to make good decisions that help you get ahead. But on top of that, you also have to understand how to connect with people on an emotional level so you can have success in your dating life. And it takes practice. Just like going to the gym and lifting weights takes practice, everything in life takes practice. So here's what I can tell you. When she sees this attitude of like this caveman, I don't give a fuck kind of attitude, like you just eat, sleep, say what you want, kind of do what you want. You don't really care what people think about you. You don't care what people say about you. It's like you act how you would like. She looks at you and she goes, wow, I actually found a man. Or wow, I actually found myself a guy who doesn't necessarily think he has to act like everybody else. He must be more confident than everybody because he doesn't conform to how all of the other men act. So when she sees this, she's like, oh my God, it's so hot. He doesn't know how he's acting, or he can't even tell that it's different. This is what women really like, is they like it when you can't tell. She's like, oh my God, he's oblivious that he's even acting this way. So she wants to see that you are 100% confident and almost unaware of your flaws or clueless to them. She wants to see that you have no idea. You just are existing. And this is very powerful. She may feel insecure from time to time when going on dates. Sometimes she'll wake up and she doesn't necessarily feel the best. Maybe she's tired from a long day of work or whatever. Or maybe she's sitting there wondering, you know, what the right thing to say to that guy on a date is, or any of those things, right? People have different thoughts throughout their life, and this is going to include the women that you date. But here is what women like to see in a man that comforts those types of thoughts that they have. She wants to see that you are blind to almost all of this and you just don't care. So now she feels safe with you because you don't have all of these thoughts that she's having. You're able to just be you. And now she feels comfortable, she feels safe, she feels secure with you because she's taking that frame with you. And it's like you're existing in your own world, and now it's a world she wants to be part of because she can also relax and almost mentally let go into that environment and have fun too. So all of this works together. A lot of times your social skills are fine. You just have to be able to let go and step into who you are. And keep in mind, it's okay to take risks socially and say things that you typically wouldn't, just to see what happens. And sometimes you might say something weird. Sometimes you might say something that doesn't stick the right way that you thought it would. And that's just part of life. You grow and you evolve. So this is exactly why women don't have high standards. Women bang the guys who are not socially programmed. And this is what you have to understand. If you like this video, hit the like button. Join us inside of our community. We are growing every single day. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.